Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. S here from s&a'sorgnitecreations. In front of you here I have some orders. Just going to give you the rundown of what these are in case you're new, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, what it is, alright? So custom orders, those of you know whose these are because you ordered them, right? So this one here is a Scalar variant Rodin coil. It's interference Rodin coil. You can see there's two colors, right? Same as this one. So there's a lighter blue and a darker blue, right? But this one's PEMF, so scalar PEMF, opposing magnetic fields, amplifying magnetic fields. Okay, so that's the difference there. Can get between sort of 30-35 Gauss, depending on the range. That'd be for low frequencies. Depending on the frequencies. Low frequencies will give you that. High frequencies, 432, 512 for the heart chakra, different octaves of that, or whatever frequencies. High frequencies, this here can give you a measurable field of 7 to 8 feet. That's what I can measure it with. My tri-field meter. I've also got a Gauss meter probe to measure the actual Gauss. At that range, with higher frequencies, you can get about 10 to 15 sort of Gauss. All right, something like that coming out. Scalar, different ball game, much lower Gauss because you're cancelling out the magnetic field. It's very hard to cancel everything. I'll just show you something quickly. Now, I have recently made this bad boy here. Alright, so this is what I've done here. This is a Mobius coil, you'd call it, Mobius coil wrap. It's a double coil, so there's two coils. You can see the primary coil down there and the secondary coil on top. This is complete, this is how it looks, and it's wrapped around an Orgonite core, okay? So in the middle, if you can see something there, right? It's wrapped around an Orgonite ring, okay? So it's R-mix loaded with chakra crystals, shungite, bloody, you name it, lots of paramagnetics, lots of different minerals, almost containing minerals, lots of stuff that we normally use, atypical blends, and a bit more, okay? So yeah, so this here will also have a measurable field. This is very good at cancelling out the magnetic field. Very good at it. You can still measure it. There's still something there, okay? So there's not a complete, total annihilation, but this is known to create a scalar field, okay? This here is opposing each other as well. It's different. It is a bipolar coil. It's connected a specific way that the magnetic fields are clashing against each other or bucking, or there's other names for it as well. It is a cancellation. It's nothing like this. PMF, this is amplification of the magnetic field. Higher PMF, higher range, measurable range. Scalar is very hard to measure. It has a smaller range because of this tiny magnetic field, okay? Same deal with this. All right, so people play around with this here and there's no magnetic field, I would question that. There is some very, very small. Had it been a normal coil, different story. But when you make it in a configuration, because with this here, you say one coil is one piece of wire and it's bent back on itself, right? Then it's twisted together, all right? And then you wrap it in a toroidal figure like this. And then you do the same for the other one, but you wrap it the counter way, like it's just made differently, okay? So that cancellation, it's going, the current's going up and circling, coming back on itself, so it's cancelling out the magnetic field. You're twisting it together, either way you want to do it. Yeah. Anyway, scalar, PEMF. That's the difference. It's kind of how they work. All right, you need to know how to do it to be able to do it. You can't just create a coil and call it scalar and call it a day. There's different ways to do it. Now, with this here, this is speaker wire, speaker cable, okay? For a speaker, you can see it's bipolar. It has two coils, all right? One's a copper looking, one's a silver looking, okay? It's speaker wire. In the future, don't know when, I've got a whole heap of it there. We'll make hopefully some Tesla bipolar coils, and this sort of Tesla coil, how it's like the S in the figure, and it's like that as well, because you can wire them up, or this one here will be scalar, because if you connect the two ends to a power source, it naturally is going to cancel itself out, right? Spiraling one way, goes to the S, and then it spirals the other way, clockwise, counterclockwise rotation, cancels out. Now, bipolar coils with the speaker wire like people do. You can have them so they enhance, create nearly double the magnetic field, or you can have them as a scalar cancellation. All right. Anywho, all right. So I'm going to give you a quick demo of these. I just have a battery pack here because you can power them just with a standard battery pack. You can use your 5 volts 1 amps, 5 volt 2 amps. With this sort of stuff, I don't recommend going higher than 5 volts because you don't really need it. They're quite powerful for what they are. They really are. All right. So if I maybe rig up one, doesn't matter which one, they're both the same. Give us a moment. All right. So I've just plugged it in to my power bank. That's at 432, 35 duty cycle. All right, I recommend don't go any higher than 35 duty cycle. You can go less if you want. You can play around with that. Around 10, 15, still all right. That's fine. If you go down to 1, it's next to nothing. What that is the duration of what the frequency basically is on for, okay? The longer it's on, and why I say don't go higher than 35% is because it's going to generate more heat. These can get warm. They will get warm depending on the frequencies and what you do with it. But you don't want to get them really, really hot, okay? So basically the duty cycle here, if you go right up, if you go to 100%, it does nothing. It stops working, okay? I know this because I can test, all right? So that won't do you any favors. 99's okay, but if you go like, say, 80 or so, what that means is that's on 80% of the time instead of, because it's creating a square wave pulse. This is a square wave generator, only square wave. Square wave is best as well, by the way. So what's on 80% of the time? That's going to be creating more heat. It's pumping that out at 432 hertz or whatever frequency you want, higher or whatever. It's going to be pulsing really, really fast. So 35% seems to be really good. Sort of as your standard guideline for whatever frequency you want, okay? If you go real low, it's going to be higher gas. You're going to create the more heat, okay? At 432 hertz higher, you're going to get like 11 to 15 sort of gas. This here will throw out 30, 35 gas, okay? But less of a field, less of a range, okay? So say we go 8 hertz, which is close enough to the Schumann resonance. You're going to get a little bit of wobble, right? But it's very strong in the gas, okay? You lift it up a bit off there. It doesn't look like much action, right? But most things won't. When you hit 30%, 35, and it starts to pick up, right? So this is 35 hertz. You can see it's more alive, more active, whatever. And you can go higher, 40, whatever. You can go a bit higher, but that's when it starts to want to move a lot. All right. This is PEMF. Okay. Does all this crazy stuff. The scalar, if I say plug it into the scalar. So I'm just doing this to show you guys while I have them, because normally I make them like they get sold and then I lose them because they got to be shipped, right? You're not going to get that movement with the scalar. See, there's no movement there, right? See, it's on 31. Oh, you can put it on 35. Doesn't matter, right? So then if we jump it across here, unplug it, just so you guys can see that, there's a clear difference with PEMF versus a scalar one, okay? There's more magnetic field, all right? Because this is an amplification of magnetic field, PEMF, pulsed electromagnetic field. It's pulsed. This here is just different. This is a full cancellation, okay? I speculate the field should be at least the same with the scalar. So at your higher frequencies, whatever you want. So it's very easy. You can put in like, there you go, 1024 hertz. That's the next octave above your 512 for the heart. Oh, and that turns off because it's not plugged into anything. Plugging back in. Push this on button wherever it is underneath. There you go, on. All right, and it has memory too. You see how it switched off, but it goes back to where you were last. All right. yes, I speculate. So the range of this right now would be your 7 to 8 foot. I can measure that with my tri-field meter because that's a magnetic field. Scalar is a different thing. It's not because you've got that cancellation, but I speculate, and you can safely say that that field will at least be that, if not greater, being scalar. Scalar also saturates the energy. Saturates the area, okay, of with the scalar life force energy. Scalar being better for imprinting. So you can imprint things like crystals, you can imprint water, you can imprint copper, you can imprint whatever. So scalar being better. This is also a better like radionics if you want as well, or putting your DNA like your nail clippings on there with a written intention, or a witness like you can have your pet, an animal, a person, whatever, wherever you want this frequency to be quantum entangled to, if you will. Yeah. So this will do that better. Okay, and I do speculate because scalar has no time limit or it's instant, it's there, and also distance doesn't matter with scalar. Okay, PEMF is different. There is a scalar aspect to this, especially with the Orgonite matrix and how it all works in there with the casimir effect, the crystals and the squeeze with the resin, and lots of other stuff with the Ormus, and there's more I can get into. But I always hold back when I talk about this stuff because that's our intellectual property of how this works, the materials that are inside, what we do to make it. We don't do it traditionally like normal people would, as if you'd see it on Facebook or other videos. We're in a different ballpark. We're not playing those games that people do. We're doing something different here, okay? So, yeah, so the way this stuff works, especially when it's pulsed, it's stimulating the Orgonite matrix further, okay? So there is a scalar aspect with the Orgonite itself, not powered, but when it's powered, there's more. Also, the crossing over magnetic field lines in the Rodin coil configuration creates a scalar aspect as well because the concentration is right here. There's not much magnetic field around here of the coil. It's all concentrated. The way it works is different than a normal standard rounded coil. All right. So there is crossing over of the magnetic field lines. But mainly this is pemf. I can measure it. Scalar, harder, okay? This is more bioavailable, biocompatible energy. Better for plants, beneficial microbes, animals, humans. The healing aspects will be, from my knowledge and my research, is at least 5 times greater than what this would be. That's what they say. So this would be more beneficial and suiting for healing. If you're serious and you want to heal it properly, depending on what you want to do, if you're using right frequencies or just chakra frequencies, or you want to knit bone together or whatever like that, or take pain away and things like that, like your low frequencies, like your 8 hertz, 10 hertz, 20 hertz, say, you can put at those frequencies right up against the problem, like your sore back against your back, your leg, your knee, shoulder, whatever injury you're trying to treat. And it should heal faster with this. It stimulates your body to heal itself better, faster. Okay? This here is well studied too with the PEMF and the pulsed electromagnetic field for ramping up the voltage, cellular voltage in every cell. So if it ramps that up, it increases your charge, your body's natural ability to heal itself, because the low voltage is disease, sickness, illness. Okay? High voltage, your body's more efficient. Cells can detoxify and just work better, bring nutrients, water, whatever in and out of the cell a lot more better. PEMF. Scalar, I believe, can do the same sort of thing. Okay? But it's because of that energy is more bioavailable, more acceptable. Yeah, something like that. All right. Do your own research. All right. See what you can find. Now, these here. So this is an order. This is an order. If you notice, this one's quite thick compared to this one. It's a little bit. Let's see if I can get down lower actually, so you can see. You can see this one's a little bit thicker. Now this is actually quite old. This is not a new make. I held off for quite a while on it just for the fact because I'm a perfectionist. Can you see? around the crystal. It's sort of got a crack around the crystal. That's not on the surface. That's inside. You cannot touch this. You can't tell it's there. It's just that it's cracked around the crystal. So someone inquired about what we had pretty much. And we said, hey, we've got this one lying around. Do you want that one? So they got a better deal just for the fact, aesthetically, it doesn't even matter. Probably could have sold this normally, but the perfectionist in me know that that's a little tiny crack just around that crystal. That's because of the high shrink rate resin. That squeeze really squeezed upon that crystal, okay? There's a little tiny crack. It doesn't even matter. They got a better deal and they got more Orgonite. Now, this is the standard size. So when I was working out how thick to make these, how much to do, this is one of those when I was starting out new, experimenting with stuff. All right, so this one here, this is more the standard size. If you order one, it'll be this size. All right, just want to clarify that. Now, in front of you here as well, these here are pendants. So this is a custom order. This is an interference, like this, interference pendant. All right, you can see the hole there. Just got to attach the necklace cord. MWA on the back, multi-wave oscillator. This here has different antennas. You can see there's an antenna, right? It's not a solid loop. If you know, it goes right around and stops. There's a gap at the top, and then revolves around the opposite way. It does the same thing, in until it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. They are all individual antennas, okay? All individual antennas of the golden ratio, different octaves, if you will, of the same sort of frequency. This here they have beneficial effects themselves on plants, on structuring water, on bioorganisms, if you would, natural stuff, living, organic, living things. All right. This here is well studied, creation of George Lakhovsky, Nikola Tesla. I'm sure there's other people that had their hand in it. This is an Eric Dollard version. On the back of this also is another sort of counter-rotating MWA antenna. It completes it. It makes it more of a capacitor, if you will, yeah, of different golden ratio frequencies as well. All right. That's that. This comes pretty well standard on all of our pendants. This one here's another one, custom one. This was, the color combination is copper with copper. Normally we do two different colors like that. Like this, like this. But copper and copper can be done. Green and green can be done if you just want solid colors. We've done a couple recently actually, like solid purples. All right. So Rodin and vortex coil. Again, MW on the back. That hole in the center there obviously has been done by me. I put the necklace cord in it. Sometimes it's hard to get this here in line with that there because I base lining it up to drill it by the front because that's the more presentable how you're going to wear it. The back doesn't matter so much, but sometimes this doesn't line up exactly. But because I'm a perfectionist, I love it to line up. These two turned out pretty good. You can see how it lines up, you know what I mean? That hole. Kind of perfect, this one. Anyway. That is me. This here is just a standard pocket piece someone ordered. Alright. So this is how it is. It's rounded off edges there. Nice. Alright. Chakra blend crystals in there. Yes, there's a couple of little air bubbles in there. Sometimes you just can't avoid that. Or you think you got them all out or whatever. And then, yeah, air bubbles. Okay. Ultimately, air bubbles don't matter. As long as they're not massive. If they're little tiny ones, just is what it is. I think there's, here you go, there's a couple on there. See that? Like there's air bubbles here. It just is what it is, okay? So I try to get them all out. I try to pop them afterwards. I think this one turned out better. And you can see this one here hardly has any, just maybe there, a couple. All right. Pretty good. Well, this is my personal pocket piece. Show and tell, right? Love this. Carry this everywhere, every day. This is in my pocket at night time, putting on my bedside table or under my pillow. All right, this is my special mix, special concoction, amethyst there, and just a bloody beautiful, brilliant piece, to be honest. All right, now, moving on. So this has been plain. This is Scalar. This one is not warm at all from that 5 volt 1 amp, which is good. This one might be, okay? So you can see the difference between them, like PMF and Scalar. Doesn't move the magnetic ball at the same frequency, does it? In the background here, we've got a couple of pyramids. Right, now these here are not polished. They are not up on Etsy. They are fresh out of the mold. Okay, you can see the bottom parts are a little bit rough around here. You can see just there, you know, it's a bit sharp. All right, little tiny bit cloudy. That'll get better. All right, that'll once it's polished and stuff like that. But Rodin coils are inside. Rodin coil. All right. Yeah. Very good, very powerful. That's going around that quartz crystal wrapped in copper wire as well. So you got an Orgonite matrix up here, clear layer, obviously, to show this bit of bling. The Rodin coil is obviously very beneficial. And then you got 2 layers of this here as well. And you got a nice gold sort of section there. All right, once that's polished, that'll pop out a lot more. If you can see that. These are also in the 72 degree angle, 72 point whatever degrees. These are the Russian pyramids based on Alexander Gollard, say. Russian scientists who built that 144 foot tall pyramid in Russia did a lot of research on it. They had a modified radar, and they could see the massive field that would come off of this. People can go and walk inside and be inside, and you can take supplements and water, and so many tests were done. Crazy tests too. For instance, say you got a medication, so you take it in there, whatever happens, it changed it into being eliminating all the side effects. So it was just the actual medicine that actually did something to the body, and the negative side effects were gone. Somehow they did testing. Like, if you look up, there's hopefully still videos available, unless they're all gone, about Alexander Gollard, the pyramid he built, the testing that was done. Lots and lots of good stuff, good research. But somehow, conspiracy theory, right? There was some sort of freak storm that came and blew the whole pyramid away. All right? It was only made out of wood and fiberglass, so like organic materials, right? Yeah, there was no metals in the structure, no like concrete or anything like that or whatever. It was just all wooden frame with, I think, fiberglass sheets and stuff like that. Anyway, so you can make pyramids out of PVC poly pipes, for instance, at certain peaks. That's 72 degrees, or the Giza is your 52 degree pyramids or whatever. There's geometry, there's certain energies with different structured shapes, angles, peaks, all the rest of it. Okay, so these here are the Russian stuff. These here is good, giving off really good high energies. All right, very good structuring, beneficial, balancing, harmonizing effects on the environment, on us, on food, supplement, water. It has energetics about it. Okay, that's just how all this Orgonite stuff works. pemf is a step above because it stimulates the Orgonite matrix further. This just has geometry. Pyramids, cones, domes, probably pyramids and cones more than domes. They just have beneficial effects. If you take a cone or a pyramid, say you do this, right? Right, that's a star of a toroid. Okay, you know a toroid, right? Where it comes out and then back in, right, and out and back in and out and back in, right? You can see there's a cone one way and there's a cone the other way, or a pyramid, right? So with this here, if you looked at it like that, this also is throwing out a toroidal field. It's going out one way and coming in the other way, right? There's cones and domes, cones and pyramids sort of formation in the actual toroid, throwing it out, all right? That's just a little fun fact, something for you to think about. Anyway, guys, this little video, I don't even know if I'll upload this. Just wanted to do a video, ramble on about some stuff about what this stuff is, maybe how they work, what they come with. They come with, obviously, a frequency generator box, the piece itself, whatever you choose, whichever way, because we've got pemf, we've got Scalar, we've got a couple other different things like a Rodin, or you can have straight up just normal Rodin coil, or straight up a vortex Rodin coil, which is this one here in the large plate, powered as well. All right. They come with a power supply, this little dooflinger here to attach it differently to this, to plug into the wall. That's just a 5 volt 1 amp, and this is a 5 volt 1 amp power supply. You can go 5 volt 2 amps, so either 5 watts or 10 watts power. That'll be fine, but don't go chucking like 10 volts through here, or 15, 20 volts, 30 volts. You're just going to cook this. It's not needed. It's small, but it's still mighty powerful. Like I said, you can get a 8 to 7 foot, so you can diameter field range. So you can be sitting within the field, still getting pulsed with magnetic field or scalar, right? If you really want to treat yourself further to get higher Gauss, you just pick this up because it comes with a 2 meter cord, right? So you can just pick this up and put it on your shoulder. If you're shoulder sore, neck, bone, neck or back or whatever, like put it against your back behind you in a seat at night time. You can put this underneath your bed or on your bedside table. You can even stand it up on the side on your bedside table so it's coming directly at you. There's lots of things you can do with this. You can put your pitcher or glass of water or have this leading up a massive water vessel. Say you got 10 litres or, I don't know, 4 gallons, 5 gallon big drum or whatever water. You can just treat and bombard it with scalar energy or PMF. This will structure water, this will imprint, this will structure water, this will imprint. This just does better at imprinting. Okay? Yeah. Alright guys, and that is it. Hope you like this video. Difference between passive devices, active devices, passive. They'll have their benefits in place, powered being way more better. More bang for your buck. Alright, that is it guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully more coils to come. And I've never made them before, like I said about the Tesla coils, bifilar coil, his patent, what Tesla did, and this one here as well, this configuration here. Lots you can do, alright. I wish I had time. Anyway guys, stay tuned for more videos. As always, thank you very much for watching.